So, after a 2-month hiatus, Dragon Ball Super is back. And normally I would say Dragon Ball Super is back, baby. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this chapter. Of course, it is going to start off slow. We're getting a whole new story with new protagonists. Both Goten and Trunks are taking the center stage of this. And, you know, I'm excited. I'm happy. I do want to see what they can bring to the story. However, it starts out with a very Saiyaman-esque little action scene. They're called Saiyaman X and Saiyaman X2.
Why are you the way that you are?
Could have been something different. I mean, that's me. I don't know Toyotaro or Toriyama. I mean, sure, I know you haven't been the greatest at naming things. I mean, we've gotten granola in the past. We've gotten beers and whiskey. And this chapter has no shortage of different names and living up to the Toriyama naming convention. So, you know, it's something. But what I'll say is this feels, I don't want to say early Dragon Ball. This feels like right around the end of Cell Saga, like early Gohan, you know, Saiyaman. Of course, that is what it is mirroring, and we have those two. But is that a good thing? I don't know. You let me know. But starting out, I honestly hated it. It's not that I hate it for, you know, what it's doing, what it's trying to do. It's just I hate the Saiyaman character so much. And to see Goten and Trunks hit those Saiyaman character poses. They've got pretty similar designs, except for Trunks has like a more of a scarf thing and Goten has the cape. I've also noticed that Goten and Trunks have almost switched personalities in this chapter here. You know, Trunks used to be the brash one, like, you know, kind of rude, kind of cool. And that doesn't seem to be the case here. This Trunks seems much more
like a bitch.
Like watered down? Is that a right word? Watered down Trunks, where Goten is a lot more bold, a little bit more ambitious, ready to break into the scene, while Trunks is scared of ghosts. Okay, I'm not a fan of ghosts. I'm not a fan of demons. I'm not a fan of the paranormal spectrals. But I mean, you fought an evil bubblegum monster, okay? That turned your whole family into chocolate. You really gonna be scared of a ghost or a zombie? And technically, as Goten put it, Goku and Vegeta were actually ghosts, so he wasn't scared of them.
A bitch?
Maybe he didn't really understand the concept behind it, but big scary zombies happen. So you go through all of this. We also learned that Trunks is not good with computers. See what I said? It's like it's weird. It's almost backwards. It's like, yeah, I know in GT Trunks becomes the CEO of Capsule Corporation, but this doesn't seem to be the case here. They also mention that when he's in class, he sneaks in there. He's like, hey, you can't do that, especially if you want to be a CEO. He's like, I don't want to be a CEO. I want some excitement in my life. And I get it. He feels like he's adopted more characteristics from his dad, Vegeta, than Bulma, which is interesting because you always saw Trunks as maybe like a tech dude or something, and like he's doing stuff in the future. Of course, he had to do it for survival. But it's weird to see him not good with computers. And halfway through this chapter, we get our first look at, I guess, maybe the antagonist of this maybe story, this chapter. And it's a zombie. It's a football zombie. Oh, hold your pants there. Don't freak out too much. I'm not hating on it too much. It's just very different from what I was expecting, which we get to touch more into the later half of the chapter here. Like I said in the beginning, Toriyama does not stray away from the amazing names. You've got Compass and one of our first black characters in the Dragon Ball, which isn't offensive, and her name is Rula. Like a ruler. After a couple things happen in school, we finally get our MacGuffin. Trunks wants to take Mai, young, almost the same age as Trunks, Mai, to the movies. And she's like, no, can't do that. We've got a bunch of robots running around because there's something going on mysterious. And I can't make it to the movies because we have got some stuff to do, repair and fix. And they're not listening to their owners or whatever. Trunks takes it upon himself to say, hey, I'ma fix this problem. As long as I can get the robots back, then we can go on a date. So let's go ahead and do that. They end up at the mansion at Butterfly Mountain, and they discover that there's some zombies going on. Of course, this is where I was talking about. Goten is the brave one. Goes in there and says, hey, let's wreck some shop. They do. And they still announce themselves as one of the worst superhero names that I could just ever think of. Like their whole shtick is to clean up justice. It's to clean up evil. God, do I hate it? I think I hate it right now. I mean, sure, it's slice of life, but I don't like it. They go through, they punch some zombies. Of course, Trunks breaks in there with his Saiyaman-esque costume that he got from Pilaf, which I guess Pilaf is a good technician now. That's something I wasn't expecting. Randomly, as he's fighting, the suit falls off or transports off. Is that the right way to put that? Transports off. His schoolmates are there. You got Rula and Compass just like, hey, what are you doing here, Trunks? Goten randomly shoots the lights out. He fights this big zombie. Zombie's like, hey, I can't see you. And he's like, oh, but I can. He goes Super Saiyan. We finally get to see a Super Saiyan Trunks at that age. Looks pretty awesome. I gotta say, I do like the panels on that. And after the normal beat 'em up stuff, we see a secret disc in a safe that says Dr. Gero on that. Tying it all together. Yep, that's what we have to do. Out of the shadows, Dr. Hedo. Yeah, that kid that likes Oreos from the superhero movie, Dr. Hedo shows up. He's like, what happened to my people? I thought we were running a sushi business. And he notices that the Gero disc is gone. What's on that disc? Is it Android stuff? Is it how to build Gamma 1 and Gamma 2? Maybe this is where the story is going. Dr. Hedo's got to get the disc back from Trunks and Goten, so we might have a plot. But at the end of the chapter, he goes to say, hey, fix those robots. You wanna come out and go to this movie with me? Mai's like, no, can't. The robots are actually broken. I know we got them back and the recall's over, but the robots are broken. Trunks screws himself once again, doesn't get to go through a movie. So, how do I feel? How do you feel? I don't know, man. Okay, so it's light. It's comedic. It's got very early Dragon Ball / Saiyaman Saga vibes of that, which I'm fine with. I'm gonna say it one more time. I hate the characters. I hate the character names. I hate the designs. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we can turn it into something serviceable. I feel like this is one of those palate cleansers before something really big happens, like Black Frieza. So maybe Black Frieza will show up after the superhero movie. That would make sense, because then you'd have Chad Kalo or Orange Piccolo. You got Beast Gohan, Ultra Ego Vegeta, and Ultra Instinct Mastered Goku. And maybe Trunks and Goten can get their shit together. I don't know. I want to see where this is going. It does feel like it's going to be more of a fun story, but it could turn into something serious. You don't know. I mean, can't be super serious, because I feel like they would have mentioned something in the movie, but maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't think that far ahead, and they're just putting a little filler arc in there. I'm here for it. It's sort of, it's like a 70-30 for me. I'm here, but there's a lot of stuff I'm like, oh, come on. I hate the names. What do you think is going to happen in this? Do you think this is going to be a serviceable, like a little arc that we're going to get? Do you think it's going to get a little bit more serious? Do you think it's going to be something fun? Let me know in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. This has been the recap of Chapter 88 of the Dragon Ball Super manga. And until next time, Compton out.